Welcome. So as you guys are jumping on, my goal in doing these live events every single week or almost every single week whenever I'm in town or where I have reception as we travel, sometimes it's just not there. But my goal is to provide you guys with tools and value so you can change your life. Meaning all of us need to have a coach. All of us need constant therapy. All of us need to go to events, to self-develop every single day. Everybody should have a mentor. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I do this every single day, meaning I self-develop every single day. So between my mentors, my coaches, my hypnotherapy that I do, audiobooks every single day. So I'm waking up to audiobooks. I'm going to sleep with audiobooks. I work out with audiobooks. So I'm constantly being brainwashed with something new. The idea is to get new information into your space, your DNA, because here's bottom line. Everything you've done in your life, that's gone. It's the past. It doesn't exist. Even though we love to hang out in the past and dwell on the emotions of the past and what happened in the past and look what they did to me in the past, it's fucking gone. So if it's gone and the only thing that's real is this moment, who's it up to bring the past into this moment? You! Stop it. That's my point. Stop it. Live this moment right now, because this is all we have. This creates the future, but this is all we have. The past is gone. You don't drive to the supermarket looking in the rear view mirror, do you? What would happen? You'd crash and die or hurt some other people in the process. Stop it. So the constant self-development, it is a must for all of us. With the amount of fuckery in the world, with the amount of brainwashing and brain fucking that they're doing to us, from social media to news to billboards to this Pride Month, the other Pride Month, what's happening in schools, politics, recession coming up. My God, what do you do with it all? So the human brain cannot handle all of that. So it panics, it shuts down, and it goes into fear mode and says, okay, that's it. Doom and gloom. We are screwed. So what I'm suggesting for all of us, and this is why I do these, I give you, right? I'm not charging anything for this. I want you guys to show up, ask your questions, change your fucking life. So if I can give you one nugget that you can take and it raises your level of consciousness by 1 degree, by 1 inch, by 1 ounce, fucking awesome. We did something. That's the goal. Don't ever stop. Don't ever settle. Keep fighting for you and your family, because at the end of the day, listen, nobody gives a fuck about you. I'm just putting it the way it is. Nobody gives a fuck about me. I do. I give a shit about me. So you got to take care of number one. If you don't fill yourself, if you don't fill your cup, what are you going to give others? How are you going to change other people's lives if you have nothing to give? You don't have the energy. You don't have the vibration. You don't have the vision. You don't have the words. You don't have the power. You don't have the money. How are you going to help other fucking people? You're like, oh my God, but I want to change lives, but I'm waiting for God to hook me up so I can change lives. Bullshit. Get to work. Amen. Hallelujah. I've been on a whiskey. So what's funny is with this carnivore diet, I am, 26 pounds down. And from where I started the carnivore diet, I'm down more from before that, but with carnivore. So my point is, I'm really loving, I'm on a whiskey kick. So as much as I love tequila and red wine, etc., and I love martinis, vodka, etc., I'm just on this, what works really well with meat, steak, beef. I'm loving whiskey. Anyway, go drop your question. Here she is. Bam. God, talk about manifestation. I say go and bam, it's right there. We're connected. All right. So here we go. So the first question comes from, and I know you're in St. George, Utah. You guys have to be hot. I mean, it's hot here. You guys have to be burning up. Damn. Here's a question from my stepdaughter, Brooklyn, and Brooklyn is there with Danielle currently because they texted me prior, and I asked her to put it here so I don't have to go search through my texts to get the question. So this is about Brooklyn. She has a goal and a dream of being an artist. She is going to be in her second year of college and wants to major in art, but her mom doesn't trust that she is making the right career decision. Fuck mom. Her mom doesn't believe that she has thought it through. Fuck mom. Just FYI, Mike and I do support her fully, but she is wondering how she, how she should move forward when she feels like she doesn't have the trust and support of her mom. I thought I already covered this. Fuck mom. Okay, now on a serious note, fuck mom. Here's what I mean by that. I'm a parent. I have two amazing, amazing daughters. All we've ever done is we homeschooled our girls for a reason. We wanted to not allow the system to indoctrinate them, because that's what the system, the public school system does. It's indoctrination. So we wanted to keep them around so we can focus on loving the shit out of them, so we can expose their gifts and talents that were given to them by God. So here's what happens. When parents show up to the conversation, they're showing up to the conversation through their bullshit. And I don't know your mom, Brooklyn, but I can guarantee she's got a bunch of fear. I don't know her, but I can tell you already that she thinks life has to be in a certain way. Career has to be done in a certain way. School has to be done in a certain way. So success, whatever it looks like to her, I don't think she's a successful human being. And I don't know her. I'm just, from what you're telling me here, I have a very good idea of what she's about. So she's looking to control you, your outcome, not for you, but for her. This is the fuckery. She's looking to mold you into a result for her, because if you do this, the right path of school, you'll make her happy. It's what makes sense to her. She doesn't have any fucking clue who you are. She doesn't have any clue the balls you have. When I say the balls, I'm talking proverbial guts. Like, I'm going to become a fucking artist. To become an artist, a successful artist, a passionate artist, a money-making artist, holy shit, that takes some guts. And I'm thinking, like, I don't know how old you are, Brooklyn, but as a young adult, second year of school, so maybe 20, 21, my God, you have the rest of your life to go fuck up, right? So I tell my girls, because they're like, oh, daddy, I want to try this. And I'm like, yep, I'll pay for it. Like, go fuck up, fail fast. You want to fuck up now. You're 20, 21, 25, 28. Make mistakes. Go travel the world. Open businesses. Let them fail. Like the amount of businesses I started and failed by the time I was 30, fuck. I mean, I don't know, 30, 40 businesses. But wow, did I learn, right? So to really answer for you what to do, because I think that the question is, what can she do? You want to find a respectful way. And I don't know your relationship with your mom. Obviously, we can have more conversation here. Would love to get you to the boot camp with your stepmom and daddy. But I think when you get, Brooklyn, when you get to a place of being 100% that you are an artist, and it's not a question in your space. When you're 100%, nothing can move you. Nothing can change that path or that direction of that ship. If you are in a state of, well, I'm 90%, but then my mom says this, when you make a decision, like deciding to use pesticide on ants or cockroaches, it is over. Suicide, it is over. So decide, suicide, genocide, pesticide, there is no turning back. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because it takes two to tango. It takes you, and it also takes your mom. Your mom can do whatever the fuck she wants. And you're more than welcome to send her this video. She can do whatever she wants. But if you have decided that, hey, this is just where I'm at and that's it, because I believe in my talent. I believe in my seed that God gave me. I believe in what I want to share with the world, because artists, you want to create. Why? You want to create so you can share with the world. There's no other reason. Nobody like, oh my God, I'm going to paint this thing and I'm going to stick it in my closet and nobody's going to see it, right? That's not what an artist is all about, sharing. Like my daughter Bella, she's a phenomenal singer. piano player, a guitar player, bought her a crazy ass, beautiful white piano a couple of months ago. Because again, support. Like I want to give you, like your mom, parents should give their kids dependent on their skill set, their passion, their, unless it's illegal. Like if I'm passionate about selling drugs, well, there are laws, but my point is, when you decide that this is it, there is no turning back, there is no other option, you're going to be just fine, because now that energy goes into the world. So when your mom knows you're not fucking around, she's going to get to a place like of holy shit. I tried. I talked to her. I brought it up. I showed her the pamphlets, showed her this college, this school, this teacher. Damn it. She's going to do it because damn is she determined. Like you want to get her buy-in. You want to be so passionate and so decisive and so fucking driven and laser focused that she doesn't have a choice without you telling her, fuck off, mom. So that's my point about finding a respectful way of saying, mom, I love you with all my heart, but this is how it's going to be. Now, there's another layer to this. If mom is paying for college, and I don't know what college you're going to, I don't know if it's a, $5,000 a year college, if it's a $100,000 a year college, I don't know. But regardless of the price point, if mom is supporting you fully and paying for this college, she still should not have any fucking say so, because all of her opinions are based on what her bullshit, her fears, her blueprint. It's all about her blueprint that she needs to make happen in the world. And you today are part of her blueprint. So as soon as, God, I would love to get your mom to the boot camp as well. Everybody come to the boot camp, because we're going to start the boot camp off with the blueprint, where we literally are going to draw a timeline. You have family trees like, oh, this person fucked with this person, and then this one came out, and then these fucked, and then they came out. So you got that family tree. Well, we're going to do the same concept in building a tree with events that took place in your life. And then because of this event, then it triggered this one, and then this other one happened, and then two others from there. And then you got this fucking lineage of shit that happened. And it could be good or bad. But once you realize, like, holy shit, this is my blueprint. And the reason the blueprint is crucial is because, not Danielle, Brooklyn, today, everything you are doing at the age of, I'm assuming 21, somewhere there. Whatever age you're at, you are doing life from this blueprint, as is your mom, as is Danielle, as is Michael, as am I. All we do is we have a belief system that needs to be true in our world. So if I believe that life should be in a certain way, relationships should be in a certain way, marriages should be in a certain way, money should be in a certain way, these beliefs are part of how I'm doing life. It's a filter that I have to create in order to justify my blueprint. And yes, it goes back to us wanting to be right, because if we're not right, then we're wrong, and that's fear. And wanting to be right is fear of not being the bullshit. Anyway, it's deep stuff. So I hope I answered your question. Fuck mom. Get very focused on you. Decide 100%. Not here. We don't make decisions here. We make decisions in our subconscious mind. So find a way to learn how to decide that this is it. There's nothing else. There are no other options. And literally blinders on. Why do racehorses have blinders on? Because if they don't, they'll die. They run at such high speeds. If they see a squirrel, they're going to turn to they'll be running 60 miles an hour. They see a squirrel, or they hear a thing and they see a thing, and the little doggy over there, bam, bam, little red flag, poof, they'll turn at 60 miles an hour. They'll go right to it. And the body follows the head. Wherever the head is, the body follows. And same with you, and same with I. Whatever's up here happens in the body and happens in the world. I hope that was good for you. It was good for me. Anyway, Brooklyn, nice to meet you. Thank you, Brooklyn. Thank you, Danielle, for opening her up to self-development, because a lot of young people today, they suffer and they have no idea that there are options. They don't know that self-development is a thing. They just think that their suffering is normal, because social media today tells all these kids that, depression, everybody has it. Here's a pill. Oh, you have anxiety. That's normal, because look what's happening in the world. Here's a pill. Nobody says self-develop. Go to a seminar, hire a coach, go to YouTube, watch fucking videos, learn to meditate, quiet this thing. Right? Nobody promotes that. You don't hear the fucking health department saying, yo, today there's a thing, there's a COVID thing, but here's how you can get through the bullshit of it. Learn to meditate. No, here's a jab. Anyway, see, we're veering off into the other side. Glenda, look at this. How to give zero fucks. Love this question, or I love the topic, and I'll tell you why. I love the topic because the concept of zero fucks is a lot of times misunderstood, because just like it sounds, I give zero fucks. Well, it could be taken the wrong way, because it's like, well, you're being mean. You're not being sensitive. You're not being, compassionate. But here's the idea of zero fucks. Zero fucks is all about you. And this is actually a great point for Brooklyn. And Brooklyn, were you made in Brooklyn? I don't know. That's probably too personal. Sorry. Anyway, so the concept of zero fucks is you getting to a place to where you are so secure and confident and comfortable in your own skin that nothing can touch you. Shit can happen. People can call you names. Somebody can attempt to offend you, call you a big fat pig or a liar or a communist or a Democrat. Ha! See what I did there? And it's up to you to react or to respond. And this is the big trickery. When we're in a phenomenal emotional state, when we are emotionally balanced and healthy in our what's called the EQ, the emotional quotient, is mature, then we don't have the need to defend ourselves. We don't feel attacked. We don't feel like, oh, she insulted me. Oh my God, what a bitch. What if I got to a place where I love me so much and I am so confident in a healthy way, not from an ego place. I'm fucking amazing. I'll kick your ass. That's the ego version of that. But the healthy version of that in your subconscious mind, in the belief system, in the blueprint, it simply means to be free. So when you are free of anybody's shit, meaning that you now give zero fucks, how does that feel? So that's the idea of zero fucks. It's giving zero fucks, or having, actually it's the other way. It's having zero fucks to give because of the emotional state you're in. Maria Som is saying, feeling like I have more to give, more to offer, but not sure where to start and how to put this into action. Beautiful. So this is typically what happens when we're not focused, we're not emotionally balanced, and we're a little bit all over the place. And because of the fact that we're a little bit all over the place, it takes us out of focus. So the blinders, let's say at one point when you're really focused, I'm going to do this thing. It's going to happen. I'm committed. I've decided. You got blinders on and you're like fucking gung ho, But when the blinders are gone, instead of seeing one goal, whatever this is, like, I'm going to create more, do more, I'm going to help mankind, whatever your thing is or going to be, instead of being right here, you're like, no blinders. So which means you're going to get shit from everywhere. Like you're catching on to everything. You're being bombarded by every single fucking thing that happens around you. When you want something, you have to get clear as to what this thing is. But you said, let me go back just one little bit. So Maria, so for example, like if we work together, if I was your coach, I would quickly get down to the point of, great, what do you want? Because you're saying you want to give more, offer more. You want to give and offer more. So is that like you want to give and offer more money to people? Do you want to offer and give more services? Do you want to offer and give more love? Do you want to give support? What are you giving? Like, are you fucking clear on that? Or it's like, I just want to do more in life. So if it's that general, there's work to be done because you don't fucking know where you're going. It's like, I'm going to leave LA, drive to New York and get to the Empire State Building without directions. I'll just start going that way. What are the odds of me getting there? I'm not going to get any directions. I'm not going to ask for any directions. I'm just going to fucking go in a certain direction and hope to God one day I get there. What are the odds without getting directions? No GPS, no map, no asking people for help. What are the odds of me getting there? Slim to fucking none, right? Or it may take a long fucking time. By the time I actually get there, I'm going to give up because like, shit, I got so many other things to do. So I would really figure out what it is that you want, and then what's holding you back. Obviously, it's you. So like we know, but you want to figure out, get clear, number one, on exactly what it is you want. And number two, you want to get rid of the bullshit. Like what's really, what's eating up your energy, your time, your space that you can get out of the way, and you can get some focus time so you can figure out exactly what it is that you want to do to help people. So, typically we're in our own way, we're in our own heads, and there's also a lot of insecurity in what you just said / asked. There's a lot of insecurity there. Most humans have that insecurity. It's like, shit, do I do this thing? You know, what if I fail? What are people going to think? Am I, is it really for me? A success for me? And all this negative self-talk will keep you not just from doing something, but it'll keep you from creating it, because you're already stacking up the negatives as to why it's not going to happen, why it's going to be painful, why people are going to judge me. You've got all this beautiful list of impossibilities, as opposed to fuck the noise. Just like what we talked with Brooklyn, put the blinders on and attack. Like you got to decide that this is it. And even if you right now don't know, like, I don't know what this is it, but you put the blinders on and start making a decision that you're going to figure it out. Right. So there's a process. And what I see in people not getting to their goals or not getting actual results, I'll tell you the biggest thing that happens is, number one, you got to figure out what it is you want, right? So once you know what you want, you got to create a goal. And like the goal is to get to Empire State Building. But now, is that enough to have a goal, right? Like people make New Year's resolutions. 99% of New Year's resolutions go to shit. Why? Because people only make the goal. I'm going to lose weight. But there's more to that equation. When you want to actually have something like the result called drop 20 pounds, release 20 pounds, you got to have the goal of 20-pound loss. But then do you need a plan? Yep. And this is where most people fail, because they're like, oh, 20 pounds, but they don't create a plan. They don't say, here's what I'm going to do to get to my goal. And then the biggest fucking problem, once they have a plan and they know what they're going to do, the biggest fucking problem is schedule. Nobody schedules it. Nobody puts it into their daily agenda. Because if I'm just going to work out and drop 20 pounds, yeah, I'm going to work out. But if it's not a set 8 a.m., 7 a.m., 5 a.m., 9 p.m., it doesn't matter when. If it's not set in stone, it's not going to fucking happen. Does that make sense? So we got work to do. Thank you for the question. That was awesome. Joy, you're saying, I suffer from rheumatoid arthritis and degenerative disc disease. I have to work every day at staying healthy and function. So check this out, Joy. I'm going to challenge you to stop using those words. You don't suffer from shit. You've made a decision to suffer from that shit. So your words specifically, I want you to read those back to you a few times. And this is not your first time here, so you know very well that I talk about thoughts become things. We get what we think, speak, and feel. So if you believe that you have all that shit, you do. But guess what? You have the fucking power to start telling yourself, I'm healthy. My body works at optimal performance levels. My system is geniusly created by God. I am full of light. I am light. When you start to believe the words that are coming out of your mouth and the thoughts and the visions that you get up here, you will go into that direction. I would love, Joy, for you to go study Dr. Joe Dispenza, where he talks about epigenetics. Bruce Lipton as well, epigenetics. So Dr. Joe Dispenza, Bruce Lipton, epigenetics, where he says that all of this, anything that we have in the physical body is from here. Everything. See, typically what happens is like, we'll get a couple of symptoms. It's like, holy shit, I have these symptoms. You go to a doctor and the doctors are there to do what? To tell you to learn to meditate and float and get healthy because you have the power of God in you and you can achieve whatever the fuck you want. No, they're going to prescribe you shit. They're going to diagnose you with all this shit. Here are some fucking pills. And Joy, if this feels like a beat up session, it is. It is. It's for all of us. And I'm doing this for a reason, because there's so much conversation around I am and what I have, and I've been diagnosed with and I suffer from, and fuck me. You get my point, Joy. Flip that shit around. You don't need to have all these things. They're choice. So if you and I were to work together, one-on-one, boot camp, we would figure out why you need to have these stories in your life and why you need to hold on to them. And I would have a phenomenal guess as to, I would ask you, for example, Joy, for example, did your parents divorce at any time? And how's your relationship with your dad? So I would go there to figure out why this is happening. And again, I don't know you from Adam, so I could be way off. I don't know. We can say those things, but there's no giving into it. I don't know what that means, Joy. I don't know if you're talking about, we can say those things, but there's no giving into it. I'm not sure if you're talking about the good side or the bad side. Anyway, great stuff. My parents have been married 52 years and I'm daddy's little girl. That's beautiful. See, I told you I was wrong. Married, divorce, kids. So again, what I would do, again, if we're working together, I would have to do inventory to see where this story, not necessarily when or what created it, why you're holding on to it, and why today we use it for significance. And we all do it. Now, I'm just using this because you brought up a very specific topic, but we all fucking do it. So you've overcome what doctors have told you. That's beautiful. Then why do you still have all that stuff? Because you said your words are, and again, we're here to learn together. So you brought it up, so I'm going to pick on you a little bit. So you said, I suffer. So the word suffer is deep. Do you guys understand what the word I suffer means? From arthritis and degenerative disc disease. So what did the doctors tell you and how did you turn it around? So do you not have this anymore? I guess that'd be cool because that epigenetics works. So Joy, you're saying divorced, 2 boys, 1 special needs because I battle the pain daily. Got it. So I understand why you use the word suffer. I'm not judging it. I understand it. But yeah, so the divorce, we'd have to go into the divorce. Like, when did this arthritis disc situation, when did it start? Has it been there your whole life? Did it get worse at a certain point? Right? Inventory of exactly. So look, if you understand, Joy, and everybody here, if you understand that you're nothing but a ball of fucking energy, in this ball, take a basketball, for example, inside this basketball, it's full of energy. So it's 100% full of energy. The question is, how much of that 100% is positive and how much is negative? And this is now what affects our body, for example, because this ball is a ball of energy. So the more positive, light, fun, love, respect, honor is in this ball, the more amazing the body feels and the more amazing things we have in our life. But the more negativity is in this ball, then the more shit we have. The more pain, the more suffering, the more shit, the more stuff that we don't want. And the question is, how did that negative shit get in there? And then why are we holding on to it? So that's stuff that I was, so it started when you were 8 years old, Joy. God, I wish I could bring you on live so we can chat. I don't know how to do that, but maybe one day we'll figure out this. Got it. So when you were 8 years old, interesting. Vaccines. Good. Interesting. But I still would love to know, like, when did the vaccines happen and what happened from birth to 8? Was there any abuse, physical abuse anywhere, like molestation? So, Laura, you're saying, I do feel that if I don't take on the problems, issues of family, that I will be viewed as a bad daughter or a bad mom. Well, Laura, you've heard the question about zero fucks. When you get to a place of loving yourself so much and you're not giving a fuck about anybody else, because look, for those people to think you're a bad mom or wife or whatever it is, daughter, how fucking judgmental are they? Like, why would you want to be around them? Like, first of all, get away, like run. Second of all, who gives a shit? You do. Stop giving a shit, because who's holding on to this story or this poison? Because every time you think about it, you get a release in your body, right? Of like, oh, fuck, there's some kind of chemical release into the body and it makes you feel a certain way. So remember, if that thought, that image makes you feel good, keep doing it. But if it makes you feel bad, stop it. Just like I started the conversation in the beginning, stop it. So it's up to you. What I would strongly recommend for you is for you to work on you. Fuck mom, fuck the dog, literally everybody. Nobody matters. Only you matter. Fill your cup. You take care of you. Start loving you. So let me ask you a question. If you loved you 100%, would any of this should matter? But I think your next question is going to be, but how would I possibly love myself? I think that's your next question. And I'll wait. So Joy, you were diagnosed at 8 with rheumatoid arthritis. No way to something. I'm not sure what that is. My mom suffers. Oh, no way. Abuse. Got it. I got to ask. My mom suffers from the same and lupus as well. My dad suffers from arthritis as well. Yeah, so this is where epigenetics will change that whole thing around. It'll tell you that there's no such thing as genetics. And it's all up here. Anyway, I found out a few years ago that my grandpa, who was a major Christian, was a 33-degree, I assume, Mason, possible curse. So you are in a fundamentally Christian family upbringing, because only Christians at a very specific level believe that 33-degree masonry is a curse, etc. Okay, so let's say it is. Let's say, well, God, fuck, damn shit. See, this can go into so many levels. First of all, the concept of curse. All right, let's go there. That means somebody placed their thoughts or their intentions upon you to alter your being in some way, form, shape, etc. That's what that means, correct? So if you are saying that somebody placed a curse upon you, here's what happens. And I'm going to break this down for you vibrationally so you can say, I was open to their intention. Call it a curse. So remember, there's a beautiful map of consciousness that takes us from the levels of hell up to the levels of God, right? Heaven, whatever. So it goes from 0 to 1,000. 500, level 500 is love. The lower 300 and 0 to 300 are just fucking hell. So what I'm getting to you, Joy, is when we exist at a certain level. So let's say you exist at level 250, which is a pretty low level. I'm not saying you do, but I'm just saying, here's what happens. In order for us to believe that a curse took place, is affecting my life, is controlling me in any kind of a way, here's what needs to happen. You need to be open. That level of vibration has to be open in order for that fucking thing to enter. And in Christianity, and it's funny because I just dealt with this same, that's why I knew, as soon as you said 33-degree Mason and, Christian and, it's just a fundamental thing that they believe in curses and all this shit. When I say they, I'm not judging anybody. Doesn't mean I believe it. Up to you to believe what you want, because your life will go in the direction of what you think, speak, and believe. That's it. So if you believe you have a curse and you have all these physical ailments because of a curse, then yep, you're right. But you can also say, fuck that. I live in love. I live in honor. I live in levels of heaven. So the map of consciousness, if you don't have it, just go to Google and search map of consciousness and get it. And so you understand exactly where these negative intentions can enter and can affect someone's life. So now Christians, and I say Christians only because we're discussing this now and it happens to be a Christian topic. I don't give a shit what you are. If you're happy, you're good. If you're not happy, get a new religion. I don't know, whatever. But here's what happens, and here's where I have a problem with the fundamental psychology behind achieving freedom and happiness. What happens is this: when we, the human being, does not take responsibility for example, you have these things, you have arthritis and disc issues, pain, you suffer every day. Got it. So you now can. And here's where Christianity is very fucking good. Well, two things happen. One, I blame it on something. Well, it's my cross to bear. Jesus died on the cross for me to carry my cross. This is my duty as a Christian. So it's because, or in this situation, because of grandpa, there's a fucking curse on my family, my body. So we're blaming. Every time we blame, we become the victim. When we become the victim, that level of vibration is horrible. It is so evil because it's the poor me factor. And when it's poor me factor, it's like, wah, 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 tantrum. We throw fucking tantrums. And this is why I want to know for you, because again, you use very specific words, and I know I'm picking on you, damn it, but I hope you appreciate it because you can change this. You have the power to flip this bitch, and within 12 months, you could be pain-free. It's possible. Flipping the bitch around and saying, hold on a second here. Oh, sorry. There's another element to blame. So when we blame as Christians, we say, hey, it's because of that. I'm powerless. Because Jesus said, I'm nothing without him. I'm like, no. But then what happens is the next level is, well, God will take care of it. God will, he'll heal me when in time. And it's got to be in God's time, in God's will. And I'm not saying that's not true. I'm not saying there's not a God's will, but God needs you to get off your ass. And I'm talking out loud to everybody because we all do this. We all justify our shit. And this is just one topic. It could be about anything. It's identical. The human dynamic is identical. Nothing changes. So flipping the script on that, which is something I preach a lot at the boot camp, flipping the script will now allow you to say, okay, hold on a second here. Great. This is what it is. But how am I responsible for this? How can I take responsibility for this? Didn't God make me in his image or in their image? Oh, and he said, ye are gods. And with the faith of a mustard seed, you can move a fucking mountain. Whoa. Oh, shit. So if that's the case, that means I can do anything. And some of you may have a problem that I'm talking Bible and I use the word fuck at the same time. Don't take it personally. Just stay open to the information. It's how I speak. I mean no disrespect or insult to anyone. Stay focused on the message. So if you can flip this thing and take responsibility and say, hey, what can I do? Yep, I know I got God, but God's right here with me. So whatever door, whatever level of vibration is open, that's where I can take action. So if I'm in the pits of hell, pain, suffering, my family has it, there's a curse, woe with us. Yep, you're fucked. But if you can start climbing out and start believing in yourself, like I have the fucking power, then you can change it. If you start believing in you and start feeding your mind, first of all, because nothing happens in the physical body that doesn't happen in the mind first. Nothing, zero, fucking zero. And this is my point. You were diagnosed at the age of 8. That means somebody put this bullshit in your head and you fucking believed it. And everybody came around, parents like, oh yeah, you have this shit. They could have told you, here's how you meditate through it. Here's some grass, go eat some herbs and it'll be gone. Many things could have happened, but they conditioned you. They scared the fuck out of you. And the more the more energy was put upon the problem, what did you do? You believed it more and more. And now it's a belief system inside of your fucking blueprint. So now you do life from this thing. I was bedridden, shots in the back, ran a marathon, and my body continues to give out on me. I hear you. I hear you. So let me ask you, Joy, do you want to change this? You have, but you have changed it, but you still suffer daily of pain. No, maybe I'm confused. You've come a long way. So you got it. So it's gotten better. Is that your point? You still suffer of pain every day, but not as bad. Is that your point? Just so I'm clear. Maybe I'm not clear. Maybe you healed yourself completely and I just went off on this rant for no reason. Yes, doctors suck because doctors, they go to school not to heal. You know the concept of health care? The biggest bullshit in the world. They're not there to care for health. They're there to care for sickness because you don't go in when you're healthy, right? You go in when there's a fucking problem. So they're problem care, disease care, shit care. So Joy, thank you so much. I guess I'm not clear as to exactly where you're at, but if maybe we'll have more conversation around this. I would love to help in any way I can. Great topics today, like really good shit. And that's it. Again, I do this to give you guys whatever tools I can. At least once a week. Sometimes I skip here and there because I'm traveling. Tomorrow I will do a trivia thing with a giveaway of something. We'll figure out what we give away. And that's it. For those of you coming to the boot camp, I'll see y'all at the boot camp. And lives are changed very, very quickly at these boot camps. So if you're in a position where it's like, fuck, I got to do something bigger, better, like something's got to change, get to the boot camp. They're deep, they're serious, they're a lot of tears, a lot of joy, a lot of happiness, a lot of relationships that come out of there, friendships, and we'll have some fun. Laura, you're saying you want to hear more about blinders. Well, it's all about focus. Blinders, I use the concept of horse races. They put the blinders on so they cannot see to the sides because they have to focus only on one direction. So if you take their blinders off, they now get to have the peripheral vision and anything can distract them. And they're running at whatever, 40, 50 miles an hour. They can turn quickly and drop, break legs, kill, die, all kinds of pain would happen. So very, very simple as to what the concept of the blinders are. It's cut out the distractions. We're all so consumed by social media and the text that we get and TV and kids and neighbors. Like when do you make time for you? When is, Laura time? When do you close yourself in your office or a room and 1 hour, it's just me? And, journal, figure out, because you want to figure out what to do. What do you do that? I know you don't, but that's the concept of blinders, is cutting out all distractions and start loving you and giving you attention. And it's a form of dating yourself. And that means nothing sexual. You guys calm down. But it's a form of dating yourself because it's a form of loving you and taking care of you. It's as if you were to take you out on a date. What would you do? Right? You would do some cool shit and get some flowers and some candy and maybe a glass of wine and get that book and turn on the fireplace and, whatever, right? Take care of you. And magic will come out of this. Laura, you need a boot camp? Well, get your behind to the boot camp, August 8, 9, 10. Beautiful. We have such a crazy, awesome freaking venue. I cannot tell you how excited I am. It's on the beach. Well, so the beach is our backyard. We have the venue itself is in a music studio. Fucking awesome. With all these breakout rooms for the exercises, meditations, whatever. But then our backyard is the beach. Whoo, man, we're going to do some exercises and some eating and some drinking, and we're going to cry. We're going to laugh. It's going to be great. Anyway, so Laura, just get to the boot camp. Everybody else, get to the boot camp. Joy, get to the boot camp. I think, Joy, for you, with everything you have going on, I think some magic would take place in 3 days. Anyway, any questions you guys have, send me a DM. I will answer them. Outside of that, I will see you guys next week and look for the trivia thing tomorrow with the giveaway. Until then, I love you. Bye.